Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video, and today I'm taking a look at issue 3 of the 4th Doctor mini-series, which is a 5-part series, so I've got 2 more issues to go, which is issue 4 and 5 of course. So yeah, you've got the TARDIS barcode there, issue 3 there, cover A, Titan Comics there, the old Doctor Who logo there, new adventures with the Fourth Doctor there, the writer and artists and stuff, the Fourth Doctor also there, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't like the look of the Fourth Doctor there. He's not got any real iconic piece of thing really, you know, the fedora isn't there, the scarf isn't there, there's no jelly babies or anything, so he just looks very not like the Fourth Doctor usually looks, which is a bit of a double-edged sword. It's like part of me likes that because it's something different for once that we've seen with the Fourth Doctor aesthetically, but then part of me is like, it's too different though from what I like about the Fourth Doctor. And then on the back we have a very odd advertisement thing about Sherlock. The Japanese Sherlock manga comes to England or English language in the comics for the first time ever, which is very interesting, very odd but interesting nonetheless. And then here is the big dealio, for me anyway, as I do also quite like Jon Pertwee's Doctor. I wouldn't say he's in my top 5 or top 3 Doctors, but I do like him quite a bit. There's a new 3rd Doctor miniseries coming out August, so tomorrow more than likely I'll be asking the guy at the comic book shop or over Facebook if he'll put this on the subscription for us. And the first issue is written by Paul Cornell, so it should be good. Because aside from the 4 Doctors miniseries or 5-part series, I don't think Paul Cornell's written anything for the comic books, which is a bit odd. Like any specific Doctor, but yeah, which is a bit odd. Then there's an advertisement for issue 2 of the 9th Doctor, which is a bit odd considering the 3rd one, or 3rd issue of that is out, and depending on which I've uploaded first, I'll have either reviewed issue 3 of the 9th Doctor of this recording, or maybe I haven't, and I will have done in the future. Advertisements for other Doctor Who comic books, saying that you can get it on digital devices, of course, and the fact that you can get other covers, or the other cover variants. I adore this one, mainly because you can see Tom Baker's wide eyes, and I love his wide eyes. I quite like this one. It's very, I don't know, there's something about Edwardian-y. Sorry about the hand spasm there, as my hand just went all over the place. I think this one's the weakest cover, and that's the cover we obviously did get. And then on this side it just says out this month from Titan. Some of their other stuff, as they do surprisingly enough do some other stuff, for example How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda, Puss in Boots and the Penguins from Madagascar. And aside from that, so aside from the kids stuff, like really kiddie stuff and random Sherlock and Doctor Who, they don't seem to do much else, which is a bit odd, but or at least they don't in terms of what they're showing here anyway. I mean, if they do, then they're not doing a very good job of it. But yeah, they've got the Facebook and the Twitter there, on in sale June or whatever. A little bit of a bio about the next issue, the other covers, which I'd say the other 2, well actually this one's probably the one that I like the most out of the next issue's cover. Issue C, that's the cover we do get, issue A, and then there's issue B, or cover B should I say. There is some very good stuff here. There's also the bios on Sarah Jane Smith, the Doctor, the TARDIS, and previously, and as usual the Titan Comics website, Twitter and Facebook. Just thought I'd get that out of the way. Yeah, there's some really good artwork here, like for instance, where is it? This one, this big huge panel, I love it when they just do one big huge spread of a page, and very similar here, except there's 2 little bits at the top and the bottom, and then the rest is very much the same as this one, except as I say, there's 2 bits at the bottom and the top. Yeah, it's very good I don't like how this is very much randomly placed X amount of pages in the comic book. One, two, oh, how many pages? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like the 8th page, and I don't like it because, I don't know, I just don't, it makes me feel like it's split the comic, like that's the first chapter, that's the second chapter, and then that's it, but I don't know. You've got Doctor Who, the Fourth Doctor, Gears of Medusa Part 3, writer, artist, colorist, letterist, assistant, yeah, the other people as well. And then like loads of other legal guff and that, but yeah. Yeah, I adore this panel with the TARDIS key. Very, very nice. I adore that design of the TARDIS key. Apparently, Paul Cornell, I think, said in the original, in Father's Day commentary, from what I remember. I might be wrong in saying this, so please don't kill me if I am wrong, but I think he did say that there was a lot of discussions between him and other people involved in Series 1 about what the TARDIS key had looked like, and Russell T Davies was very insistent on it just looking like a normal key, so that any old kid could just pretend to be like the Doctor. Even though I very much like that idea, but I also am very gutted they got rid of that design, because I think it's so intricately detailed and just awesome. I mean, I've got it just over there on my desk. You know, there are just a lot of good, you know, artwork here. Very much like this, like the way Tom is drawn here is just very nice. The eyes and just the detail, you know. He's got such an articulative face and, you know, expression as well, you know, like a very expressive face and a very detailed face. You know, I think he's, you know, I can imagine he's one of the more trickier Doctors to draw, and so I just adore the artist here, you know, full credit to them. And we find out a lot more about, you find out a lot more about these creatures. You know, like what they're called, which I still forgotten what they're called, and saying that I found this sort of series, the Fourth Doctor series of comic books, the more challenging on the reading front. But that's just me personally. I am dyslexic, so I find reading difficult. But even so, I think I have obviously come leaps and bounds. Saying that, I feel like I've come leaps and bounds, but still, this is one of the more trickier ones, so you might want to bear that in mind, and that, you know, if you're like the Fourth Doctor, but you're not the biggest and best person at reading, you know, you might want to buy all these and then just try and read them all in one go, or just, I don't know, read more and then get to this, you know, if that makes sense. Like, start off with another Doctor, you know, like the 11th Doctor series, and then work your way up to this. That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, I love this sort of effect as well, you know. Again, you find out way more about these creatures. Again, as I said before, you find out way more about them, and they are time, like, sensitive and stuff. Like, you know, they can see into time and stuff, like a certain event and things. It's very interesting, and they are a cool monster, and they work well with the sort of setting of this story. And I like how the Doctor is very much bonding with this character as well, you know, because Tom Baker's Doctor has been criticised quite a bit for being very very emotionally distant, and I think, yeah, I would call him emotionally distant. I wouldn't say arrogant. I think a lot of people refer to him as being arrogant. I don't think he's arrogant. I think he's emotionally distant. But even so, I think it's very much his character to not always get along with people, but to, I don't know, like, bring out the best in other people, even if he doesn't like them. And that, I think he has that effect on people, you know. And I like a lot of the dialogue. I like a lot of the art. You know, all round works very well, and I didn't find it too tricky to jump back into this story, as, if you can believe it, between issue 1, 2 and 3, it's been, there's been X amount of gaps of days between issue 1, not only them releasing, but me reading them is what I'm trying to get at. So, so I haven't just read all 3 of them back to back and then, reviewed them. As I did with the 4 Doctors 5-part miniseries, I read issue 1, then reviewed it, then read issue 2 and reviewed it, and just sort of read them all back to back sort of thing. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this for any fan of the 4th Doctor. Thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe.